All right, folks. So I'm glad you joined me on this coaching journey. What I typically say is Agile Vegas. Whatever happens in Vegas stays there. So you don't need to be afraid of anything that you're saying. It's all going to be within closed doors. No one's gonna know. So just feel free to share whatever your pain points are. So who wants to go first? And no, you're just meeting each other newly, but who wants to go?
So we can speak freely.
You can speak as freely as you like. Absolutely, Frederick.
Okay. Well, part of the reason for my frustration, and I am really frustrated, is like I get this PMP certification after bursting my off, working so hard, only to be told that I am not fit for the job. Like, what? Ugh, what on earth am I going to tell my family? I have hungry mouths to feed. I can't even secure employment despite spending so much money on this certification. Well, I'm really glad I joined this PM Anonymous group, not to sound ungrateful, but I need all the help I can get. Like, I do not even know where to start.
Oh, thank you for being so honest, Frederick. Let's talk about that. So in my years of training and coaching, I've heard this a lot. You know, it could be very frustrating to get a certification like the PMP and not be able to find jobs, but that's where I come in. So what I'm going to do with you is begin working on a rebirth, if you will, of your resume. We'll take your resume, we'll recraft it. There's a lot of experience you shared with me that you have that I feel could be emphasized on your resume. And then I'm also going to work with you on maybe moving, just doing a shift from the current line of work you're in to something else. We can experiment quite a bit, but I'm quite confident that by the time we're done, you are going to see so many offers come across
Okay.
your desk. I can assure you, because I've been doing this for quite a while, and not only will I reconfigure your resume, I will coach you. Like very recently, two of my mentees secured employment with Amazon, top positions, talking about six figures easily. Some of my mentees have gained employment in oil and gas, and they're doing really well. Engineering, I could go on and on. So you're in great hands, Frederick. Don't worry. We're going to work on those. But I want you to know that as a PMP, the problem is not with you. We just need to
Okay.
tweak a few things, and yeah, we'll get done. Yeah. So thank you for being so open and honest. Does anyone have any problems in that vein?
Yeah, my problems are similar in this situation, and I don't want a pity party. I don't want to be ungrateful, but I also got certified years ago, but I've been so unable to command, just the greatest salary or even a decent salary. And I work so hard and I put in so many hours and I feel so unappreciated and so unseen. My boss definitely does not appreciate the work that I put in. And it is to say the whole world is against me in some of these meetings. Again, I don't want to be dramatic or a pity party, but they expect the project manager to do so much, but they also pay so little. So it's frustrating, and I don't even know what to do. You
Thank
know.
you for being so honest about that, Alison. I've heard that from a number of people. Sarah, so you've not really met Sarah. She was here in our meetings last week. She shared exactly the same thing. The ungrateful boss, not
Yeah.
not wanting to give you accolades or kudos. There's a lot that we could do. So let me ask you this, Alison: are you prepared to stay at the firm, or do you want to look outward? What is your gut telling you as far as what your next move should be?
So my gut is telling me to stay because in some way I want to prove them wrong.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
and I want to prove myself also that I'm able to do this.
Gotcha.
But I'm also reaching this limit of just
Mm,
being like dried out, tired of this treatment.
gotcha.
So I'm in between. But the strongest feeling is I want to stay. I want to make them see what I can do.
Mm,
Just be appreciated in the public because I love my work. I do love it. I
that's
just
great.
don't like the the not appreciation or just even just feeling seen, and
Mhm.
yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah. Thank you, Allison, for being so honest and open here.
Yeah.
So with every job, and how long have you been in your firm, roughly?
It's gonna be 6 years next
Oh,
month.
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Six years is a long time, but I like the fact you said you like your work. And I'm going to work with you on that to make sure that whatever you're doing that can be improved on will be improved on. But at the same time, it might be time for some crucial conversations, We need to kind of analyze the situation a little bit more and understand. But as long as you feel that you are contributing a significant contribution to the company's overall goals, if I were you, I wouldn't think too much about it. I wouldn't worry too much about it as far as your performance. But as far as being appreciated, you do know it could continue. What would you do if this continues for another 1 or 2 years? Are you at that breaking point where you got to take crucial action of some sort?
Yeah, if it continues for that long, as you mentioned, then yeah, I would definitely look for something else or somewhere else.
Would you be open to having a conversation with your boss at some point?
I've had conversations in the past. I would be willing to be a little more like upfront with them.
Okay.
Because maybe I haven't been so upfront, but yeah, no, for
Okay.
sure.
That's good. Because one of the things I ask myself is, what is the worst thing that could happen if I talk to the boss? So that might be something that needs to happen. But thanks for sharing that. Let's hear from someone else who hasn't spoken. Olivia? Oh, Olivia, I think you're on mute. Are you there, Olivia?
I totally was on mute.
Okay, good.
100%. Well, let me reiterate. I have a question. And my question is more along the lines of my team members. What do you do when you're the manager of a team that is so needy? My team is so needy that it's not even funny. Like every single day of the week and every single hour of the day, like I cannot eat, I cannot sleep, I cannot go to the bathroom for 5 minutes without them right up the crack. So that's just really become a problem. They're in my office asking me questions. They have uncovered like all of my social medias. They are talking about the problems I am facing. I sent them for problem solving training just for the gossip and yin 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 yin, but it doesn't seem to have helped at all. What advice do you have for me before I go into early retirement to run away from these people?
If I may, it sounds like you could benefit for some of Dr. Rick's training on dealing with people you can't stand, basically.
Well, thank you for being so honest and so visually compelling, for lack of a better term. Well, it's Agile Vegas, so what happens here stays here. But what I would advise is that you mentor, coach, and train your team into taking more ownership, into being less problem delivering versus problem seeking.
Because they bring it to me.
You.
They seep the problems into their soul and bring it to me right on a platter, just a soul full of problems.
I think we could help you with that for sure. I think sometimes the manager taking the fall and being the bad guy doesn't work out. So you send them to me and I will mentor coach. I promise you, each of those individuals will be your biggest problem solver. You will be able to go to the bathroom. You will be able to have a life and you will not go into early retirement. I can promise you. I will do my job if you just let me. So I'm not sure the kind of arrangements your company has, but we can definitely talk about it because it sounds like your team needs major training, major training.
Definitely.
Major. All right. So let's I see we're kind of running out of time. Let's talk to Terry. Terry, want to share with us any problems you're facing this week?
Fam, I mean, shoot, my problems are way more serious than all y'all's combined. I mean, I'm being forced against my will to do just the most messed up, unethical stuff,
Oh my
so
gosh. What's that?
you know, even though it's not really unethical, but as someone who's like big on process, I'm also big on like, being like agile, with what, and I don't think, what my organization is doing actually like makes a ton of sense. They're forcing a very like rigid, like, got to do this way, this way agenda, so and this is like for me who's like an agile on everyone, I have to take this, absolutely ridiculous certification, which I, despise with every fiber of my being and soul. So I don't think like, scaling has, an automatic button that you press and the outcome is a scaled version of your company. But we're being made to do this, and it's really just troubles me, and I'm not happy at work. It's just, just clock in, clock out, and just I'm wondering, how long, I can hold out for, how like
Wow.
that. I'm literally like I'm on the ledge, and I'm
Bro,
considering my options,
that is
so
that is
yeah.
that is crazy. And I know exactly where you're going. And thanks for not mentioning the names. But I think everyone on the call knows what you're talking about. Thanks for your transparency in sharing this. Well, these are my thoughts. In everything you do, you have to allow some congruency. If you're not feeling it, then it's now drudgery. It's a death march. My advice would be for you to be true to your heart, true to your soul, true to what you're thinking inside. And if it's borderline unethical for you, man, you're never really going to put your 100% into it. So what I would advise, because you're my bro, I got to tell you the truth. We got to start looking, man. You can't stay there for much longer. I don't think you're going to be able to change management. They're doing stuff that is borderline unethical, death march, rigid, like the Apple IBM commercial from the 1980s.
Yeah,
You got to do something. Yeah, you got to do something. You can't stay there much longer.
I had to think of the IBM commercial.
That one with them marching off the cliff. Well, that's how a lot of these agile, so-called transformational initiative scaling stuff is. And I can understand, and I know exactly what you're talking about. We're going to withhold the names, not to protect the innocent, but just to keep everything kosher. So why don't you get with me? Let's take a look at your resume, and let's begin looking, because I'm hearing a true passion to be an honest agilist that is not making people do stuff just for doing sake. That is not being a draconian leader. So you are a product owner, and you kind of double as a project manager. And of course, you're probably closest to the heat as far as this organization is concerned.
it's
So
unbelievable.
yeah, we'll talk about it. All right. So I think that concludes our work for today. I don't think Frederick is going to be able to make it back, but what we'll do next week, we'll take action. One of the things I like you folks to do is to, at the beginning of every month, to have some goals. So if you can get that ready for our next group session, that'll be awesome. But for now, I want you to keep things on a positive note, right? Keep it positive. Olivia, please don't kill the team. Don't destroy them. Send it to me. And Allison, we're going to work on getting you to a position where your skin becomes really thick. You don't care what your boss says. You just get stuff done. And we'll keep that momentum for as long as we can. But I'm guessing a time is going to come where we're going to have to address stuff. Oh, there's Frederick. Frederick, so yeah, we'll work on your resume so that you can begin getting some good offers. Trust me, like I said, I've been doing this. It's going to happen. And Terry, yeah, as said, we're going to get you out of that hellhole, because that's what it is. All right.
Yeah, man. That's where I am.
Terrible. All right, folks. So same time next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.